gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Yes, Jabes.
Hello.
It's weird. I was just with you last night for 10 o'clock reservations in Los Angeles. Now I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. Strange.
I mean, the life of a jet setter. What a life you have. How fun. So you were on a plane all night.
Yep.
Jealous.
I just
Jealous.
Yeah, right. Humble brag.
I know.
I just got into the studio a half hour from the flight. I took the red eye last night at 12:45 a.m. And
I
from
drove
Angeles. You. Yeah, you did. But you got to go to Scopa finally, Jabes.
I mean, I didn't get to go inside, but yeah, no. And I mean,
Jessie,
I don't really want to get into this
went
conversation
to
with you
the restaurants
again, but I had their food on AstroTurf in the parking lot. You're absolutely right. The thing with Scopa, though, it's the ambiance, it's the weird lights. It's the church pews. It's the hustle and bustle of the LA return.
No, we did it last night, and I took you to your favorite restaurant. Rain or shine, we did it, Jabes. And the thing was, again, with Los Angeles and a lot of other places, is if you have outdoor seating, you're allowed to have food at your restaurant. Scopa was like one of your bucket list places that, for whatever reason, we never got to go. Every time I took you, there was always something weird going on. Of like, oh, there's a party that's rented out the entire restaurant, or you can't go. Everybody's got an AIDS outbreak.
We should probably explain, yeah. So it was this thing.
It's been a running joke between the two of us.
It's been a running joke, but it actually started with Brendan and Callan. When I first started listening to podcasts, I found it fascinating that people would just tell you where they go to dinner all the time. And if you want to go, you would just like see them.
Yeah.
So like thing with podcasts, I was like, oh, people are just telling you like all about their lives.
Yeah.
And like where they like and where you can see them. So I'm like, all right, they like keep talking about Scopa and they're like, we're there. Literally like probably every Thursday, Friday night, like we're there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we should go. Apparently the food is awesome and you can like run into podcasters, whatever. And we kept trying to go and it ended up being every time we tried to go, it was either rented out or that night there was no reservations until midnight or whatever it was that we were like, holy shit, like I'm never going to be able to go. That's just, and it's years at this point. We moved away.
Yeah.
And even many times came back and had reservations and like still, and our friend Brandon Bonfig, right?
He eats there every night.
He like kind of got in on the joke and was like, oh, ate at Scopa last night. Too bad you'll never go. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a thing. It lived up to the hype.
It did. It did live up to the hype.
Parking lot.
It was great. I enjoy what they've started to do with these parking lots. You live in Ventura instead of your parents, and we spent the weekend up there. People are just putting AstroTurf down in the parking lot, making it look nice, like it's real grass. They've got plants up, fences, all that stuff.
I've been
lights,
talking about.
Yeah, and Scopa did the same thing. And look, it was fantastic. It didn't ruin anything for me, to be honest with you. And I enjoyed it. Ventura, your county's got it on lock, where all of Main Street was wide open, all the restaurants, everything. And everything was available for sitting outside, and it was amazing. So kudos to you, Jabes. You called it. You said your city had it on lock.
It did, right?
Yeah. The beautiful thing about being in Wilmington, North Carolina is the construction here and the road work is
fun.
Almost never ending. Georgia, if you want to go tell that guy to kill the leaf blower or the lawnmower or whatever that is, or I will turn over the lawnmower upside down and put his head directly into the blades. I've told the fucking owners of this goddamn place. I was like, hey, we're an audio show. You get that? Like, we're on pretty much 7 hours a day here at this point. We're recording, and it is never registered with them.
No,
not
they've
one
been like,
single
yeah,
time.
this place would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we love it. Like, so cool.
You might as well be putting bodies in a wood chipper outside, day in and day out.
Sure.
But we got some breaking news here. Jabe's breaking news regarding the Major League Baseball season.
I've been watching it all weekend.
I know.
To be honest,
we've had it on all weekend, to be honest with you, and it's been great. Problem is, they're not in a bubble. They're not in a bubble like the NBA or the NHL. They are traveling to different cities, living their lives.
Okay.
And there was an NBA player who got popped for going to Magic City last week, strip club in Atlanta, and they were like, hey, man, you can't fucking do that. You cannot do that. There is a player from the Marlins who is in question now. The 14 Florida Marlins players have come down with COVID. They just tested positive this morning. They have postponed games in 2 different stadiums. I don't know what they're going to do about this. I think they're fucked. I don't think Major League Baseball has a choice but to shut down the season, unfortunately. And it sucked because it was great having it back on. Again, we watched how many games this weekend were on at your dad's house?
I know I watched 3.
Yeah.
Yankees.
I even enjoyed the digital fans of the Cubs stadium. I was like, oh, shit. All right.
I was into it.
Yeah.
I
was like, all right, cool, man. We're fucking doing this.
I didn't like the virtual people that they put behind.
Oh, I didn't mind the virtual people. I didn't mind the virtual people in the outfield.
Gosh, we're just such little dummies, though, aren't we?
Well, so here's why. Here's why I'll say that is the empty stadiums felt weird when Fox put those digital people in. I was like, oh, all right, well, fuck it.
But how?
I don't know.
To me, it felt like, am I that dumb that I can't be like, okay, this is life. Like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, am I that I need like, oh, there's fake people. Now I'm good.
No, I'm good, yeah. The problem with this, so here's the biggest problem with this MLB announcement right now of that they're postponing the games, is they're not playing in a bubble. College football is not playing in a bubble. The NFL is currently not playing in a bubble. They have about 3 times the staff. For football, it requires 3 times the staff as baseball does. In what dream world do you live in that you think you're getting football this year? Which sucks. It is my goddamn favorite, but I'm not sure what you do about this, because this is a perfect example of what happened with the Marlins, right? You have a bunch of dudes who were millionaires who were like, fuck you, I'm not going to do what you tell me. There is a rumor going around that one of them went out and fucking raged and then came back. They couldn't account for him. 14 players now have COVID because it doesn't just affect the players on that field. It was the field they were on. It was an away game in Philadelphia. So therefore, all of Philadelphia's stadium got closed. I'm not sure. People are literally, I'm on the message boards right now. People were screaming out. They were like, it would be extremely tone deaf for the rest of the teams to keep playing tonight. I don't know what the fucking answer is. But I'm already reading some things here that are, other people are preparing to have shit shut down until July of next year. Look, we moved to Austin, Texas. Cat's out of the bag with Rogan, by the way. That happened on Friday, so we can talk about it now. Rogan is moving to Texas. He announced it on his show. We knew that for a while. We were with some of his peeps looking at office spaces, and we knew that was going to go down. It's not why we moved our company there. We had already moved there, and it just happened to be an unbelievable stroke of luck that we ran into each other both looking at office spaces, or his people.
Great minds.
His people.
Great minds.
I guess, to me, it was one of those things where, and this is why I wanted to lead off with this MLB thing, where if this is going to go on for a while, you and I had talked about just building a fucking, huge compound that we don't have to leave. with like acreage and a pool and some other shit because I don't know where to go from here. And I don't know when there's going to be. They're in phase 3 of a cure right now. But, you know, I was looking at the potential side effects of this fucking thing. It's like a flu shot where it's going to make you sick for a few days and all that other shit. I don't know how many people are going to be receptive to that. I don't know about giving it to my kids this early on.
Right. I don't know if the problem is people being receptive. I think as long as there is something out there, then you can put that on people instead of the mask and shutting down businesses. So I think once there is a cure, it's these people that are very at risk, you know, very scared. These are the people that we're doing all this for. So as long as they have something that makes them feel better, right?
Yeah.
Then we can stop all of this. You don't have to do it. Hopefully the kids don't have to do it. But if it's available, then at least there's something there that it's not like literally the only way to save people is to shut down small businesses and wear a mask everywhere, right? So
yeah,
you know,
I you know, and again going back to the Texas thing where it's just like, all right, land, acreage, all that other shit. For us, and like I don't. I'm gonna try to choose my words carefully here on this one, but for us. And for Rogan's response to what he said on Friday about the way the city of L.A. is going, you know, as far as homelessness and all that other shit. Like, I understand after being in L.A. for a week why there is so much COVID and disease and all that other shit. Like, the homelessness that is up and down every single street, no one's wearing masks. I don't know how you protect any of that shit from happening. You go to the restaurants, you can eat anywhere outside you want. I mean, there was, 70 people last night at that restaurant probably?
Yeah.
None of us were wearing masks, you know?
Right. I mean, once you're at your table, but everyone else was. Yeah.
Sure. But to walk in, right? But in the end of it, you'd still had 70 people in a restaurant or outside chatting, eating food, drinking, all that other shit. Like, I don't know who's sick and who's not. Same with this Marlins thing. I don't know who's sick and who's not. For the time being, though, you know, we'll be in Austin going live every day and all this other shit. But it makes more sense now to be like, all right, if we are in this for the fucking long haul, man, I hope you like your friends and your neighbors and all that shit because we're here, kids. And I don't know how this is going to get better. I know today they're talking about shutting down the entire country again for a second time at this point. I don't know what good that does. You still have problems in Portland and Seattle. But shit, even in Austin where they were protesting. People aren't wearing masks. They're out in the streets fucking shit up, man. If you're not going to police everyone or not going to have fucking police at all, I don't know how you get this thing under control if that's what the end game is. There is still going to be people and segments of cities that aren't going to listen. So who fucking knows at this point? Like, I have no idea with all this stupid shit what's going on. The guy in Austin was amazing, though, with the fucking AK-47.
Oh.
Man, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk on down to this protest with my AK-47 because I can open carry and, most of these people who are driving through don't know. And he was on the Black Lives Matter protest. Why there's – I didn't see hardly any black people there, by the way. Just a bunch of white liberals just hanging out. And he did an interview before he got down there that just said, this is my rights. I'm going to walk around with this. And most of the people that we're going to confront are probably pussies who've never held a gun before anyways. And that's kind of verbatim of what his quote was on this television show. He decided to squeeze off four shots at a car that passed by that they were trying to stop. Whenever you're trying to stop traffic for your cause, it's never going to be good. Usually somebody gets mowed down with a car or the truck or whatever it is. In this case, homeboy started peeking around inside this dude's car with the AK, and the other guy had a gun, blew him away pretty quickly at this one.
Sure.
So that, and look, you look at that case over the weekend, people weren't wearing masks in that fucking video and shit. Like, you're not going to stop this. So I don't know what the right answer is to all of it. But shit's going to get pretty fucking dire here, I have a feeling. And, hope you're dancing with the one that brought you. Because I don't know. If you look at the election is 98 days away as of today, it would certainly benefit the Democrats to shut down the entire country.
Yeah. So
could that be part of it? I don't know. Because, yes, you can criticize the president for the way he handled this or didn't handle it. The problem is you have governors of every single state that are going to do whatever they want. They're not under presidential power. Then you have mayors underneath them who are going to do whatever they want for their in particular cities. So I have a hard time calling this a failure at all levels because everybody's just trying to do the best they can for a disease we can't fucking see and certainly don't know how to control. I don't know if a country as big as America is going to go. I mean, look, you're not going to have the results as other countries because everybody's got freedom here, right? And, you have the freedom to go out in the streets and protest and all that other bullshit. And I guess you can't say anything. So, therefore, as long as protests are going on, I don't know if you have a chance to get rid of this disease anytime soon or whatever the fuck you're calling it. Virus. Chinese virus. I don't know if you're going to have a chance to get rid of the Chinese virus anytime soon. But we'll see. Some more breaking news here for you, Jabes. We had met. So you were really sick last week, and we had a guest on, Matt Belinsky, a guy out of LA who's pretty locked into the system. He was talking about the Tom Hanks thing, which you refused to believe. And
it's just my tiny brain.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I understand that because even I am having a hard time with the Tom Hanks thing. There is a lot of rumors going around Hollywood that he is a part of that ring with the fucking Ghislaine or however you want to pronounce her name and everything else, right? That they're in this sex cult, that Colin Hanks is in a sex cult. He went into it in detail. I listened. I've met Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. I have a very hard time believing that, but shit, I'm sure everybody else was shocked with the others too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. The breaking news is this. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson just became Greek citizens today. I don't know why. Yeah. Yep. Off air, the reason why I'm going to hammer that like button if you're watching on YouTube so we can beat this fucking algorithm.
What's up, Nooners?
Yeah, what's up, Nooners? The Nooner crew. We talked off air with Matt afterwards, and it was like, all right, what if this chick spills everything, spills all the fucking deets on all these celebrities, politicians, and everything else, right? Mm-hmm. Do you just get up and move and leave the country? The answer is probably yes. And where do you go? I had a deep discussion.
You Roman Polanski it, right?
That's exactly what you said. That's exactly what somebody else in the room said after the show was over. And I was like, man, it would be so hard after living your whole life in America to just pick up and go to Europe. You would need a fuck ton of money, so you just wouldn't have to care about money anymore. Obviously, Tom Hanks has got more money than Jesus, so he's totally fine. Greece is a very, very good one.
Oh, my God. If you're going to flee the country because you were caught for being part of a pedophile sex ring, like Greece, those hillsides, my gosh.
So apparently there's some island that they always go to and they vacationed at for a while.
Mykonos?
No, it's someplace else. Look, when you're that fucking famous, there's like little islands that you never hear about where you're like, oh, what the fuck is that? I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
I forget it. But look, they were with the prime minister and all that shit, and they took a whole picture and a press thing for them. Great for them. But yeah, man. Who knows? Who knows? Now, if you're going to do it, Greece is a great place to do it. After the show, they were asking me, and I was like, man, I've never even pondered that question. I was like, maybe France or Ireland, I guess. I've been to France. I've never even been to Ireland.
It would have to be somewhere where they can't extricate you, whatever. So
extradite, yeah.
Extradite.
Yeah.
So that's what Roman Polanski did, right? So you have to like find places like this. It'd be interesting to find out. I don't have any way to do it.
Sure.
If Greece is one of those places.
I don't know, but
that would
look,
be...
at this point, unless you have footage of him, I don't know how you get accusations that are big enough to ship him back for something like this. I think right now, and you and I had a big discussion about this last night at dinner, where because no one is working, and look, if this Marlins thing and everything else, baseball starts shutting down, Hollywood is still not open. We were just there. I sold it to TV show. It got postponed indefinitely, and that's where I was originally supposed to be in LA, and then we ended up recording the audiobook because that was done for the new Street James book. As the sun rises, it dawns on him. But what I found interesting is because everything was shut down, there's like this little crack in Hollywood right now where nobody's working. Therefore, you don't have to impress anyone. You don't really give a shit about jobs. And if you were going to expose everyone right now, there is not a better time to do it than now and say, well, I don't need that Tom Hanks movie. You know why? Because Tom Hanks isn't doing a fucking movie right now. There is a bunch of projects in town that are led by huge actors that if something happens to the actor, that project just dies. So therefore, I think if this is going to go down, the next 6 to 8 months would be a real nice time to keep an eye on it. And the two of them just becoming citizens of Greece.
But listen, I'm going to go the other way as far as, conspiracy is concerned, right?
Okay.
So what if they're just over all this shit? They're over people calling them fucking pedophiles. They're not working anyways. And they're going to retire where they've always wanted to retire, where they vacation all the time, and they're getting the fuck out. If we had money, we would too, right? Like, and we were in their position. Like, we're not at this point. I mean, I'm sure it will happen at some point, but we are not under the gun of older, conspiracy obviously. Theorists. Like,
no,
that must be pretty weird. Like, it might be pretty weird for Hanks to be like, I cannot believe this. Like,
here's the thing. I
like typewriters. Like, I sell typewriters. I'm an old man.
I have not heard of this outside of the story you did about the Reddit thing and the Instagram. Besides Matt and a few other friends, I've heard a lot about it recently, but still not
Hanks
publicly.
Knows about it. Chaz has told them, right? Is it Chaz?
Chaz, yeah, the rapper.
Chet.
Is it
Chet Hanks?
Chet Hanks, yeah.
Chet has definitely told him. His kids have told him.
Yeah.
Like, he knows, and he's like, you're fucking kidding me, right?
Classic Chet Hanks, by the way.
He's like, is this really happening? Even with Chrissy fucking super funny Teigen, right?
Yeah.
Like, she deleted the tweets and was like, I deleted my tweets because of you crazy motherfuckers. Like, am I really in a pedophile ring? No, but if you're going to take a toddler and tiara text or tweet and turn it into something crazy, I'm going to fucking just be done.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing wrong with Chrissy Teigen being done with the internet. I would love to see it.
Yep.
But
a lot of us
there has to be a level of like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I would not even know what to do if something like that started on this level about me, right? I would fucking lose it. I would become a citizen of Greece and move.
I would.
Right?
I would definitely put out a strong response very, very quickly. Is what I know, but I don't know.
You can't. I mean,
I
Chrissy Teigen did. Chrissy Teigen did, and it almost made it. It gave them so much more fuel, right? So. They're talking about it, I'm sure. I don't know how many people on the boards actually believe that Tom Hanks is in a pedophile sex ring. I mean, I expect more of you guys, but let me know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. We're just posing it, and someone else said it on the show. I'm definitely not saying it. All I'm telling you is obviously what was on the show last week with a guest of ours.
Sure, and it's been out there for a while.
Matt Belinsky and
look, I brought it up. I brought it up first, Matt. love you, but it's been a really long time that I've been talking about this weird Instagram, right? So
go to the.
It's weird.
We'll tell everybody, the listeners. Look, you go to Tom Hanks's Instagram. Just go through
right now. Do
go,
yourself a favor.
Well,
if you're on
now.
a computer,
I mean, they're watching
if you're on
the show,
a computer, go to
yeah.
your phone, and right now, just open up Tom Hanks's
look at Tom
Instagram.
Hanks, scroll through the last year of it, and it's as weird as you could possibly think it is.
Can I explain it? No. Is it a weird old guy that thinks he's being like cool? I don't know. If you look at it under the lens of he's a pedophile, it will creep you the fuck out.
Yeah.
If you look at it under the lens of like he is completely out of touch and writes on typewriters and is old and weird and thinks this is like a cool Instagram.
Yeah. Yep.
Then it's whatever. It could be anyone's dad that thinks they've got like a thing. This is my Instagram thing. I take pictures of fucking socks on the side of the road. Like,
James,
that's not a thing, Hanks.
I think I'm going to get Chet Hanks to play your next birthday party.
Does he play something?
He's a rapper.
Chet
Hanks is a rapper.
No.
Yes, you didn't know that? Come on, that's classic Chet Hanks for you, dude. He's a rapper.
No.
Yes, he is a rapper, and I'm going to get him to play at your birthday party next year. So, buckle up. Yeah, I'm going to get Chet Hanks to play at your birthday
I don't
party.
know.
Speaking of the fucking unbelievable musicians, this is going to be a great segue into Third Eye Blind, baby. I wish you would step back from the ledge, my friend.
Cut ties with all the lies
you've been living
in. If you do not want to see me again, I would understand.
There you go, James. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's real good. That's real nice. That's recording quality, kids. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's real good. We should rip that down and just go ahead and pop it up as a cover on iTunes. That'll be available in about an hour.
I even did this
James.
thing.
Yeah.
I even did this thing that people do.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
So I don't blow out your ears, guys.
Yeah, damn right.
Carry on.
Voice of 1,000 angels carrying you on the wings of justice.
So you should have pulled back a little bit. Just
probably
should
have,
I mean?
but I'm not going to. Not going to. I
Okay.
never pull back. Never pull out either. So with Third Eye Blind this weekend, only live concert in the United States of America going on. It happened to be in Ventura, where we were. What are the chances?
They knew I
of
wasn't
that?
feeling well. Yeah.
I took my son down to the beach on Saturday, and I was like, they were setting up, and like there was a stage, and like this, like it was going to be a huge concert, and it said concertsincars.com. Never heard of this. I didn't know what it was. I know that Keith Urban played it like a drive-in. This is kind of similar. So they set up here's the thing. Set up a full stage. Fog machines, lights, everything, as if a band was playing in a parking lot. What you did was you bought a ticket, and it just hung in your window, and you got to be within 6 feet of your car. You could have chairs. You could sit in your car. And then the band itself came through an AM radio station, 89.7. And so everybody was universally on that. You could flip the doors open. You could sit in the back of a pickup truck. We had ironically, a minivan, like a rental minivan for the week.
Super nice, though.
We were doing a big production. We were shooting a bunch of shows, which you guys have seen. Papa Giorgio needed some room for his equipment. It's one of those ones with the remotes where all the doors flip open and all that other shit. It worked out perfectly to take my child to a concert. You were feeling a little bit under the weather, so I went to see Third Eye Blind in my car. Well, I got to sit outside of it. I felt like I was tailgating. I felt like I was at an awesome tailgate. You show up about an hour before to get your spot. People were throwing footballs, drinking, boozing, eating food, all that shit.
Just like a drive-in.
Kind of, but it felt more like a tailgate.
Yeah.
So if you're
But that's how drive-ins felt. Do you remember
totally,
that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's at home, because these are going to start coming to cities near you, right? They're doing it all over the country now with different bands and things like that. They've been testing it out. Third Eye Blind was part of this test. And here's the pros and the cons of it. First of all, the pros, it was amazing to hear live music and go outside and just be with, bring your own booze and drugs and whatever you wanted in, you know. Obviously, I'm with a child, so I didn't drink or bring booze, but or drugs or anything like that. Those were for later, you know. I had a few when I got back to the house, obviously, but we could bring food. So we, you know, brought a bunch of food in, all that stuff. And it was great. The only weird thing I would say is the band was plugged in so that what they wanted you to do was listen through that radio station. They didn't want you to be able to hear the band and not listen to the radio station. And they also didn't want people rushing the stage. You weren't allowed to do that either. But you were encouraged to dance and party around your car, right? And they kind of had everything 6 feet apart. There was a space between each car. The difference with this was the band was plugged in and they couldn't hear themselves. So typically a band is playing for a huge audience, which there was. The fucking place was sold out, right? And they were I guess you would call it a computer. They were plugged into a computer, so they couldn't really hear each other for the first like song or two, and then finally they were like, "Hey guys, you got to turn this up a little bit," which they did, and it was awesome. So I would highly recommend that. The only thing they need to dial in, I guess, is why they're plugged into a place. I didn't really understand that, but I guess maybe it was to get the best sound quality through your cars. But if you have a dope ass car or a pickup truck or anything like that, like. And you're thinking to yourself, man, why the fuck would I go and do this? It was actually a lot of fun. And if you're looking to try to get the family outside the house and all that other shit, it was great. And the tickets were sold out.
Yeah.
Look, we opened up our own ticket company maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I was wondering, I was like, man, the guy who set it up for us was just like, look, you sell any tickets in the entire world. So I went and got resale tickets on my own fucking website on drinkinbrostickets.com, and they had them. I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. I can really get tickets for anything.
Right.
So if you're out there and this comes to your town, I don't even really care what band it is. I like Third Eye Blind, so it was fun and hilarious, and they played Jumper, so I'm good. I'm good on life. And can I graduate? Can I graduate?
Graduate.
Yeah. Pounded out the hits.
It was so perfect that my son saw Third Eye Blind for his first concert because
that was his first concert. Yeah,
that's my boy.
Yeah, he had a blast. And if you're a parent out there, or shit, man, you know, you're looking to take a date out or your wife or whatever, and this comes to your city, I cannot recommend it enough because, again, with Major League Baseball shutting down and all this other shit, the rest of it is coming. Like, there's no way. I don't know when concerts are going to strike back up again. Like, I don't think we're anywhere goddamn near it, to be honest with you. This is the only possible way that you will probably able to see concerts, probably be able to see concerts the rest of the year is this concerts and car thing. And it was great. So for whatever fucking weird ass time we're living in, that was at least figured out where I would definitely go to one of those again. I don't even give a shit who's playing. It was just fun to get out and jam for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I will say this, too, because the band was rusty. And they were like, look, we've not been able to rehearse or play since March, I think, 3rd, he said, was when they got shut down. And he was like, look, we've been performing together for 25 years. And this is the longest stretch we've never not played together. So they were kind of trying to figure it out as well. And, yeah, I think it would work for other bands and all that other shit. So at least I hope that continues on in some form or fashion this fall. And then it also made me think about what you were talking about at the top of drive-in movies. You know, the place we're moving just happens to have one like 15 miles from us. So I'm definitely amped to go back to the drive-in after that. Like they got it dialed in for that shit. The sound quality was great going through there too. Off of one radio station.
Yeah, dude.
I'm in for it. Now movies in general, they're not going to be in for it. There was yet another fucking horrific, dire article this morning for AMC. You know, all of those movies got pushed, by the way. Top Gun at Christmas, gone. That is now going to be July 4th of 2021. Tenet is pushed, the Christopher Nolan movie. They're not saying when. The rest of the fall slate is getting nuked as well. I don't know if the theaters can hang past this fall. So if you have stock in any of those companies right now, theaters, I would definitely hop on out of that, because even if they do open in some capacity, there's no movies to show in them, and everybody's getting off of the schedule as far as Hollywood goes. The Top Gun one hurt, man. That was supposed to be out a month ago, and James, we got nothing. We got no Top Gun, you know?
Yeah.
Got no goose.
I didn't think that was real anyways.
The movie?
Yeah. That didn't happen, did it?
Yeah, it did. They really shot it, and it's a real movie. And yeah.
We'll see. We will see, because now you can just like say that you're done with a movie.
Yeah.
When you're not, right? So you
Yeah,
could be like,
yep,
here's
yep.
our trailer. It's fully done. Like, we're ready to put it out. It's just, sorry, the sickness, you know?
Yeah, the sickness.
I know I call it the sickness for my kids. I don't know. Whatever.
I like that better than, whatever, man.
It's sort of like a horror movie type, the sickness.
Yeah. I don't tell them the Chinese virus. I'd love to. I made an Instagram post.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
I won't. And I made an Instagram post last night of my child and I at this concert, and I just said, man, I won't be able to tell my children what I fully think about this in 2020 until they're in college. But in the meantime, you kind of have fun, and you make up names like the sickness or something else, and trying to make the most out of it that you possibly can. One of the cues, though, that movies are on the way out is these podcast deals that keep happening right now for gigantic celebrities. So whenever you see huge celebrities like Jason Bateman, who's one of our favorites, I know he's your absolute favorite.
I'm a bait head,
Yeah, you are. You probably want to workshop that, come up with something else. But you're a tackle box.
I'm a bait man.
Yeah, you're a bait man.
Tackle.
Yeah.
Baitinator.
Oh, chronic baiter, chronic baitman.
I'm a little bait.
I don't know. We'll work on it. No need to figure it out now,
Monster
Javes.
baiter.
Yeah. We'll figure it out sometime, James. Just not right now. Jason
Okay,
Bateman's
cool.
got a podcast with Will Arnett. So people are starting to be like, oh, is our movies and TV not coming back? We should probably hop on into the podcast. I'm tired of these motherfuckers pushing us off the down the charts because, hey, I got a fucking fun podcast until my movies come back and all that shit. Newsflash, I don't know if they are, and everybody else is getting into it. This next one is for you, Jabes, because I've been bitching about the Spotify thing.
Right.
And I'm like, probably time to reach back on out to Spotify. The Duplass brothers signed an original podcast deal with Spotify today, Jabes, where they're going, I guess it's going to be scripted?
Yeah.
Partly
scripted?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do scripted podcasts. I love podcasts. I don't do scripted podcasts. I don't know. That takes me too far back into old-timey radio.
Right.
At least podcasts take me from the YouTube visual world into at least back to radio world, right?
Yeah.
I can't go any farther back than that.
I get it. I understand it. The wildest shit to me today was reading that article, and the announcement was made by a woman named Liz Gately, who is head of programming, scripted over at Spotify. The reason why that's name in particular rang home with me was she was my producer of the Barnes Brothers. She is now head of programming at Spotify.
Oh, did you burn that bridge?
I did not, actually.
Wow.
So, which is great. Surprising that she's the head of scripted at Spotify. She must have seen that coming a long time ago. She was over at Lifetime after, because it was as we sold that show, Clayton and I, to Clayton Crawford, to MTV. So that show was over at MTV, and then MTV was going through a restructuring after that. I know she was over at Lifetime. She must have seen into the future. She's over at Spotify, so might be time to give old Liz Gately a call. Ring a ding.
I like it. I like it.
But I was shocked when I saw that name. I was like, wait a minute, that can't be the same person. I sold that show back in 2006.
Yeah.
For executives to stay in the business that long and in the game at a high level like that is extremely rare. Like, extremely rare. That is a heavy, heavy turnover position there when you're an executive for a massive studio and company like that. But I'm excited about the Spotify stuff, seeing the video show, because I read a little bit more into it. You'll have the option. So when you download your favorite show, well, with 10 shows right now, but they're obviously going to add more. When you download your favorite show, you can just press one button on the screen and it'll take you to video or audio and then keep playing where you were. So if you leave, you have to go in the car.
Beautiful.
You can just swap it on over to audio, or you're just like, oh, shit. That's amazing.
Beautiful.
We'll see what happens. We'll talk about another one after the break. After we get some sponsors to pay for this show, but we'll talk about Barstool after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to allow you to do the sponsors, and I will be right back.
Where are you going? Is there children running about, James?
There is, and I'm going to have to lay down the law.
First and foremost, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. If you are a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, or work in the government, you get 30% off everything at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. That's mattresses, sheets, pillows, adjustable bases, you name it, including the new ones, those cooling mattresses. You can get them all. The covers, everything. The goddamn fucking adjustable bases come with USB ports in them, so you can plug in your fleshlight. Learn something fun about fleshlights, Giorgio. Do you know that Aubrey Marcus's parents were the ones who invented fleshlights? Yeah, I heard that over the weekend. I'm gonna do more digging into it in LA, but I was like, what? Anywho, if you got a fleshlight and you're alone, because I know what you're thinking. Hey, Ross, why would I buy a ghost bed if I'm by myself in my bed all day? Well, you might need a fleshlight to plug in, and boom, USB port. It's in the adjustable base. You can just pop that right on your dong and have a great time. Yeah. You don't even have to wash it. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody's going to say shit. You're the only one in it. As always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. So go there right now and get on it. All of those deals are applicable. Also, if you're just a regular fucking dumb civilian like myself, 25% off everything in the entire store. Again, all of those are able to be used with the 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Next up, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Shablankers.
People were getting on me in the message boards. They're like, hey, man, you're drinking Starbucks, Ross. What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Here's the deal, kids. I got to save this Strike Force for this afternoon. Daddy's got 2 other shows today. We got some big guests coming on Drinkin Bros. And on the way over, I know I've been anti-Starbucks forever, right? I think their coffee's mediocre, just being honest. I don't really
for
give a
sure.
Shit. I don't really give a shit with saying it. Yeah, I would rather have BRCC. There's not a Black Rifle coffee in my area, so fuck it, right? There will be pretty soon, but I'm in North Carolina for the next North Kakalaki the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to have to deal with it. Got off the plane. I will give Starbucks some shine for their nitro brews. This fucking shit. They only come in like one size because it's got so much caffeine in it, it'll blow your dick right off. So the nitro brews have been keeping me going. I've been living out of suitcases for like the last 2.5 weeks. It's been nitro brews every goddamn day for me, and then Strike Force in the afternoon. So shout out to Strike Force. Here it is, kids. Tasty, tiny little tin pouch. You rip it open and squeeze it into any liquid available. Lasts longer than 5-hour energy. After getting off a red eye last night, I go nitro brew, and I'm going Strike Force all afternoon. So you can get your biscuits up for this one. Go to strikeforceenergy.com, promo code REVOLUTION. Get you 20% off, and they ship everywhere in the entire world. No carbs, no sugars in that. Last but not least, we got manscaped.com, Jabes. Shave it. What were you looking at down there? What are you looking at?
Nothing.
You were squinting down at something. What's going on down there? That little mind of yours, that little tiny beak.
Just the nooners.
Yeah, what up, nooners? Manscaped.com. Shave up your pubes. It's time to do it. It's the fucking summertime, man. Keep your shit tight. Mayo. Did I just slip into Officer and the Gentleman? A little Lou Gossett Jr. Come on, Mayo. Mayo. Yeah, you gotta keep your fucking pubes like Mayo, like Richard Gere and Officer and the Gentleman. Keep it high and tight. Put that on a 2 from the Lawnmower 3.0 and get shit popping. Your balls will thank you. That's their slogan, not mine. I wish it was. Go to manscaped.com today. Promo code REVOLUTION will get you 15% off. All you need to do is buy one kit, and that's it. You're good to go for that shit, man. It's the best. Best in the biz. Best in the land. Jabes.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
before you get into Barstool, okay?
Yes.
I think for what we do, we're going to have to just give a little tip of the cap.
Tip of the cap.
Salute. Farewell and goodbye.
Yes.
To Regis
Philbin. Yep. So,
and now, I never knew how to say that last name.
Really? Is it Philbin to you?
Fieldman. I thought it was Fieldman.
Not even close.
So,
Reg.
Philbin.
Reg is gone.
Reg is gone, and he was one of the best to do it, I think.
So got a lot of messages on Regis, and this is a Rostradamus prediction I wish didn't come true, but it did. It did. We did a celebrity death show for mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros will double your deposits. They have celebrity death matches on MyBookie that you can bet on for who will die first.
Regis was in there?
Yep, and I picked Regis, and a lot of people hit me up, and they were like, hey, man, and I'm like, look, that was just an age one. He was 88 years old.
Sure.
I think he was up against Bob Barker, maybe.
Barker's alive?
Barker's still alive. You know what? I might have lost that one, actually. Either way, everybody.
You had to pick Barker.
Everybody hit
one.
me up, and they were like, yo, dude, you just talked about that on Drinkin Bros Sports. We did. We went through all the celebrity deaths, and I was like, oh, shit, somebody won some money. But, Regis is one of the best to do it, to be honest with you. And,
he's old school, professional.
Yep.
He's like Kathy. He's like Griffin.
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Kathy Griffin's the other one. With the
that
red
we
hair
don't
is
like.
Frightening. It's fucking
and
frightening.
she is not the best to ever do it.
No, she's definitely
she
not.
might be the worst to ever do it. But
with Reg, I feel bad for Regis. He kind of got shoved out over there. He wanted to keep going, and they kind of pushed him out at that point. Fuck, man, he was I think he was 80 at that point. And he went on Letterman. I remember watching him when he went on Letterman, and he just said, I've got a lot left in the tank, a lot of things I still want to do, and blah, blah, blah. And he kind of get pushed out of that job after, what did he do it for 30, 40 years or something like that?
Yeah.
It was crazy. But one of the very best to do it, and by all accounts, like the nicest guy in the world. Everybody that has either met him or worked with him was just like, there is no better dude than Regis. So that one sucked. To hear about, kind of because it came out of nowhere, But he's 88. It wasn't like he was skydiving accident.
Sure. So, but yeah, I think in hindsight, you would say when you get pushed out, sometimes you just got to listen. You know what I mean? When you've been doing it for that long, and I think that's what happened with Gifford as well, right? Where she didn't want to go either. She still was like real sharp, but it was just a bit, it wasn't it wasn't her time anymore. And she left with grace and said the goodbye she needed to say and made it her own.
Right.
I'm bummed that if Regis didn't get to do it that way, it sucks, but sometimes you got to listen to the people around you that are like, look, Roker, are you listening? You know, like,
No.
look, you've had a great run. Like, you are beloved. Let people remember you in this way where you're still sharp. You're still the best. You're leaving on your own terms. Like, it's not always, you know, we're pushing you out for other reasons.
Sure.
It's sometimes for your own good.
For
right?
Roker, I say shart on, brother. Shart on. You know?
I'm just, you know, I'm done.
Let him shart wherever he wants
His time is over.
It's not.
His time is done. And like, I
Nah.
would love for him to just be like, I'm good. I'm retiring. It's my choice. Instead of what's going to happen is he's just going to start going a little crazy.
Roke dog.
And then it's,
No, I want to see him shart where he wants to shart.
God.
Nobody sharted their pants like Roker. No one. He's done it twice. Once was at the White House. So shart on, brother. I'm with you, Roker. I'll shart with you. I'll shart with you.
Won't let nobody hurt you.
Yeah.
I'll shart with you.
Yeah.
Ow.
I want to talk about the Barstool drama. We cock teased it before the sponsors, but they were lucky enough, Mr. Portnoy, Mr. Dave Portnoy, who I'm a fan of. I'm a huge fan of Barstool. I like their whole shit. I think they need some more personalities over there, wink. But, you know.
Just saying.
We'll see. He got to interview Donald Trump, which was a big deal. It was a surprise. Nobody saw it coming. He didn't announce it. Big Cat, who is, I guess, their biggest personality. He's got the biggest show over there on Pardon My Take. Terrible.
Biggest personality.
Yeah.
In air quotes.
Terrible. It's at picking games, though. My God, man. Self-admittedly. I was surprised to see him go on a rant that afternoon saying, this isn't what Barstool does, and this isn't who we are. We don't get in politics. We're entertainment and sports and all that other shit. And it's like, it's Donald Trump, dude. Like, it's the president. You always, no matter who it is.
President, dude. It's the
president of the United States. No matter who it is, you go and interview the fucking president of the United States if you get a chance to. That is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I know Big Cat probably doesn't like fucking Trump, and I don't really give a shit. But, like, you know, you take me with Bourdain. I remember when Bourdain did that Obama piece over in Vietnam. I watched that episode, and I think, dude, if the president wants to come and do your shit, no matter who it is or who's in office, where, you fucking do it, man. Like, there is a time that you're big enough for that. Now, what I was really, really shocked by with Big Cat's comments was he was like, it was a bullshit interview. He was like, it was softball questions. He didn't follow up. He didn't ask him any of the hard stuff or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Barstool's not a gotcha show, really. So, I just think that he was pissed that that they were interviewing the president, and probably doesn't agree with that side politically. But what the fuck ever, man. It's the president. If the president calls, you do that interview, and chances are the ratings will be massive on that. So I don't fucking get it at all. But Barstool, if you need somebody to lead off your sports show over there, be happy to take her on down the road to Austin. Don't know if you heard, it's going to be a podcast hub here coming up in the next year. We heard some other people were moving there too. James, you told me that. I'm not going to say who they are, but if that's true, it'll be a fucking mecca down there.
Moving to
Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You got the scoop on some other shows here. I can't confirm.
Yeah,
it, so.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that in all I will say is in the Joe Rogan world, things don't exist without him. Certain things don't work without him around.
Certain people don't work without Joe Rogan.
People, certain careers, certain everything. Like, Joe Rogan is the Jim Jones of that little group.
Yeah.
And they have to follow him to Jonestown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll go a little further, Jabes. If I was in that crew, right, and our podcast had launched underneath Rogan's, not only would I move there, I would ask the realtor if I could get a house as close as I possibly could to his, because that is a gravy train that is not going anywhere anytime soon, and
Oh, for sure.
My God, man. So you're going to see some other shows start to move to Austin. Again, we didn't do it because of that. Like, we had signed some previous deals that had led us there, but strange that everybody's heading there. And then Tesla, we got hit up a million times about Tesla. Tesla's moving there.
Yep.
There's another huge one that I can't say because I've already seen the blueprints. Show me the blueprints. And it would probably be in some form of violation of some SEC thing. But that one is also impressive where I'm like, oh, all right, well, cool. But I think the Rogan thing, I've gotten enough messages on this, and what's my real take on it? After being there for the week, the homelessness has gotten out of control. I know we talked about that on last week's show, so there's no need to go into that any further. But more importantly, the state taxes have gotten out of control there. And if you're going to pay for all these people and all this shit, I mean, there was porta potties at most of these homeless, I guess you would call them tent cities, but they were just up and down every single street in LA. Even that, right? From a production standpoint, I've had to rent porta potties for every fucking movie I've ever done. It's expensive. You have to have guys come out and change them every fucking 36 hours or 48 hours. Those guys are fucking expensive. All of that is going to come out of state taxes. Therefore, your state taxes are just going to keep going through the fucking roof. And especially if you want to defund the police, have fun with all of that, because then your state taxes are going to go up even further because of crime and everything else, right? Mm-hmm. That Rogan deal for him to move to Texas, just in state taxes alone, the very first year, because I think it starts, December 31st or whatever it is, will save him around $13.3 million in state taxes. I mean, kind of an easy decision. He's on a 3-year deal, so that you're looking at a $40 million savings just for moving out of that state. Not really that shocking to me, but yeah, I get it. And you're going to see some other people move, some of your favorites and all that stuff. And look, we're going to all try to hopefully work together and get on each other's shows and do all that other shit. And that should be fun. Yeah. We're excited about it. If you're watching it on YouTube right now, obviously, I'm here in North Carolina. Our office and our new studio is getting set up in Austin, Texas right now. I think it is safe to say we'll be fully moved into that office somewhere in the, I would say, August 15th range. We'll be up and at 'em by August 15th. Next week, we're going to move the rest of the office out of here. And Papa Giorgio will be joining us, D'Anthony, and then, yeah, I think we'll be in the new digs by then. So might have a new set, might have a new background, James, although you look great on yours.
Oh, thanks.
You do.
I'm in the wire room.
Yeah. That's nice.
Being held hostage, but undisclosed.
Figure out where Javes is. Hashtags, where's Javes?
Don't fuck with cats. Yeah.
If you can find her, save her. Well, we don't know where she is. There's one exposed wire.
Free Jables. Yeah.
Free Jables. There's one exposed wire and then an Apple cord.
Try and zoom in and find the serial number on that cord. You should be fine.
Is that what they did in that doc?
Yeah.
That's really funny, man.
Crazy shit like that.
The internet's just they're too good. I don't know how you get away with murder these days.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Too good. No, everybody knows something weird and some other fucking thing, and
especially right now, everyone's bored. Yeah. Watch out, motherfuckers. They're coming for you.
By the way, this TikTok thing, man, keeps growing. I wouldn't be surprised if this is gone in the next 90 days.
Just TikTok in general?
Yes.
Okay.
This is starting to get bigger now where, like, the Wall Street Journal is like, hey, man, we've got to get rid of this. Like, this is fucked. China's stealing all this data from people. And essentially what they're saying is, we've bitched about Facebook taking all of our data for years. Now you're literally just handing it over to China for a Chinese app on American phones. And this is starting to gain some steam. I know we talked about it a week ago or a couple weeks ago. This is really starting to gain some steam, and I would not be shocked to see this gone in the next 90 days, to be honest with you. I don't know if this will tie into some form of election thing where it's like, oh, but the youth, let them vote, or this is going to piss them off. So it might come just after the election.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is definitely coming very, very soon.
Let me into your
youth party,
because I'm super young. I'm really, really young tonight.
Who was that? What were we saying that about over the weekend?
Okay, so we went to this restaurant and then we were walking. It was LA, and Hollywood at that. So we were walking past this nondescript warehouse type place that someone was clearly playing,
right,
like rehearsing or like having a jam sesh in this room, a band.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, let us into your youth party.
Yeah.
Super young. We were all tired. We just had like a little bit of pizza on our cheat day, and we had some wine, and we were about to go back to our minivan. And I thought, why don't we go into this youth party? Because we're super young. Really, really young tonight.
Yeah, man, they're still doing it. There's still people fucking trying to live that LA life right now.
Oh, I mean, that's really the place to do it. It is so dirty that you just kind of, I don't know. You do what you got to do.
It was strange because we had a lunch meeting. And that was important. Dan and I, and each of us got a salad and some form of appetizer, and the bill was like $4,000. Dan and I.
He didn't get a salad.
No, he got some form of fish or meat or whatever the fuck it was, right?
Okay, I got
a salad.
That up.
I got a salad. Yeah. And it was still $4,000 for a lunch tab, and I was like, the city hasn't changed that much,
Sure. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know who can afford this right now, but they're out there doing it.
They're out there doing it. Yep. Someone is.
You know what else was weird? It. So it was on the rooftop of the Dream Hotel.
Oh, Lord.
And there was cabanas rented out for the day with like Instagram models in them. And I was just like, who the fuck is paying for that today? It was Tuesday.
It's LA. There's somebody paying for something all over town.
I guess, man. But it was weird to see where it was just like, all right. Like, because if you're inside a cabana by a pool, you don't have to wear a mask. And I was like, there's just fucking 12 girls in there with bikinis partying without masks. Yeah. The whole thing is fucking retarded.
Super young.
Yeah, so, I don't know, man. Today's a weird one for me. I'm having a hard time with this shit.
With what shit? We can't be talking about masks or COVID or anything right now.
No. Just trying to figure it all out. Like, where do we go? What do you do with this now? This is another breaking story. The NSA, the head of the NSA for our U.S. National Security Advisor, Robert O'Brien, has now become the highest-ranking official to test for the coronavirus. So, I don't know. If you were a gambling lady, Jessie?
Yep.
What do you got here? You think the country will shut down again? I truly have no idea. You think the whole fucking thing will be shut down?
Yeah, I think they'll shut it down again.
Really?
Yeah. They know they can.
They
know they can now.
That is a tough one for me to
We
swallow.
have shown them that we do what they want us to do, and we will take all the intervention that they want to have. Because our safety is at risk. Therefore, we will let them contact trace. We will let them shut everything down in the name of, I don't know what.
Stewie.
So, yeah. So, like, it's going to happen. Like I've told you before, we talk about a little bit on the show. I think it's going to get less and less for this show, only because, again, I've said a million times, like we've lost the fight.
Yeah.
And I had higher hopes for us as a country and as a people and all of this, but we've lost the fight. It is what it is. We're going to assume that this is all about the safety of Americans and when we go forward, right? Because anything else is just futile at this point. The protests are not about the masks, they're not about COVID, whatever. So, it's done. The masks are being worn, the businesses are being shut down, you're going back into your house. Schools will be shut down once they start, no matter what your specific plan is for your
child
district, for your school district.
That's your next guess.
So yeah. So whether you go a week on, 2 weeks off, whether you go back completely, whether you're back only online, it will be essentially the same as what's happening with the MLB, where you start off strong, you have high hopes, and too many people get infected, and it goes back to. I think they just need to prove to people that they need to be all online, because we just cannot all get on the same page with that, right?
Yeah.
So they need to try it. They need to do it. They need to have a huge outbreak and shut down. So that's kind of what I feel like this reopening was. Like, okay, motherfuckers, you want to reopen? Here's what happens now. And then they tell you all the spikes and all the things and all the people that are dying and all the hospitals that are overrun again. And so you go, oh, okay, you're right. We're just so fucking dumb. We need to be shown what it is. And, it is what it is what it is. I am no longer fighting against it myself, only because I know it's going to get worse. So whatever place we're in right now is the best that it's going to get for a really long time. So cherish that, because it's going to get worse.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Get a case of the Mondays. Speaking of which, we will end the show with some more breaking news. It is Google that is going to keep all employees home until summer 2021 amid the coronavirus. So that's a year from today. That's all Google employees will be working from home for a year, which is unbelievably depressing. And I hate to end on that note. To the Nooner crew, we love you. We see you. Go to Ross Patterson Revolution on iTunes. Give us a 5-star and a quick review. It'll help scoot us on up the charts. Since we're going to be up against fucking Jason Bateman now, for Christ's sakes, we need all the help we can get. Come on, man. So go to the iTunes.
What? Like it's hard? Oh, what? Like doing podcasts are hard?
Fucking assholes.
You have one episode. You fuck.
They've got like a trailer. But look, you're going to see more and more of this, and this will really help us to go to iTunes and rate it, review it, ride it up the charts, and let's get wet with it. For the Nooner crew, we're back. We're here Monday through Thursday. I'm back in North Carolina. Jess will be in LA, but we'll go live every day. We haven't missed. So we're here. Who was first in the room today? Ruben Schneider? Rubes, followed by Nico.
Of course.
Giorgio said it was real close today. Followed by Nico in the YouTube room. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. That encompasses all of our shows: Ross Patterson Revolution, Drinkin Broettes, Savage Saturdays, and Drinkin Bros Sports. We got to beat this shadow ban somehow, kids. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.